Oh, hello guys, here we are now at Extremeprokoi. We've come down to visit David Baker. Always makes you welcome when you have a visit. So I'm in his back garden now. It's got a lovely setup. That's his pond there, which I'll show you in a second. And we're going to have a look at his growing on system as well that he's just done, and some of the fry that he's got. So this is one of his ponds. There's some lovely fish in there. As I said, really nice setup. I can show you a lot more during the visit. And then this is his growing on system that he's done. There's some of the motley crew, look. Troublemakers one and all. Jason O'Brien, you probably know him. We try to forget him sometimes. There's John there.
Hi, Peter.
Peter, look, well-known face among enthusiasts.
Here comes trouble now.
Now we've probably got
Here comes trouble.
Oh, this is the main man, look. And another main man.
You're right. Hey, you're right.
Good morning, young man.
Nice.
How are you today?
Very well. Always well.
It's all right, Dave. I only film when you're making a cup of coffee.
Tea or coffee?
I'll have a coffee.
Tea for me, please, mate.
Tea, mate. I'll have a coffee, please, mate.
This is actually bigger than I thought, Dave. I thought you'd done this was like there. A lot bigger, isn't it?
How many goes at this one? 3/8. 3/8, and it's very, very simple. It's just a 4x3 metre by 1.5 inch. Big blue head runs all the way along the top.
Round the back.
So energy wise, couldn't get a lot. Yeah,
Works out a lot cheaper than it when you got them enclosed.
you can't believe how cheap it is.
Oh, I know, yeah. Yeah. And more fun.
I changed the gas boiler in the shed, and I changed the supply and return from the gas boiler because it was underground, and I put it on top, so it really insulated it. And Grandad, you save £230 a month on the gas.
Saving too.
Yeah, saving 200. But anything to solve, and it's 38 degrees, it's the tank.
Yeah.
And so it couldn't take any storage, keep down the water.
Yeah.
And this is 40 this is salvage of the contract.
Did you need plank permission for this?
No.
You put it up. Was it?
Because you have to be quite careful with the height, ridge height, because it's potentially near the boundary. So I kept the ridge height down, and right, if you want that, take some rolls.
All the way through, so for a week.
Did you hear that, everybody? Bacon rolls as well.
Rolls. And then on
He doesn't mess about, that man.
on that last night, I was like, right, sorry, if they spawn tonight, it's the last chance. Yeah. And I went out there at 11 o'clock in the morning. I stood, literally, I opened the door, looked at the warehouse, I went, yeah. Right, so it's like, if you go through obvious action, I'm like, right, okay, I'll stand here and watch it a bit longer. Then they start, and you go, it's like, oh, they started on, I can't have it now. Like, it was probably 4 completely sleepless nights in that week.
He was telling us out there what he's got. Something like 20,000 out there.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
The reason why I thought it happened, 3 weeks ago, the night after spawning, and so everything was set to, so set like this, set to
Right, Dave, what are we going to do now?
Right, brine shrimp. Effectively, 28 degrees in there, a teaspoon of brine in each tank, with salt at 25 grams per litre. And then you get this after this has been cooking away for 24 hours.
Yep.
And then we strain them out. Rinse into a bowl. Okay. Put into a jug. what I do is fill it brim full,
Yeah.
and the cysts or the shells of the brine shrimp that come off will float on the top. And you don't really want to be feeding those, and so I'll leave that for 4 or 5 minutes, and then just add in a little bit of water.
Is that the white stuff you're talking about? The white specks?
Yeah. Those are the cysts, and I'll just be adding water to it to get rid of the cysts, and then I'll feed it to the brine shrimp to the fish. Very simple to do. The one thing you have to do is each time you have to clean out the bottles and put them back, but very simple to do. And they just get this together with a teaspoon of powder, a couple of teaspoons of powder every 3 or 4 hours.
How long does this take to prepare all this?
It takes, you have to work on the cycle. It takes 24 hours to put in the brine shrimp into the bottle for it to be ready to have.
Oh, okay.
And so you just have 3 bottles, and it just goes in rotation. You just take the next bottle in the cycle.
I think a lot of ladies will know this as making up SMA milk in it for the bottle feed.
No idea, Jack. What have we done?
Yeah, my father himself looking after his babies. That's what we were talking about, Dave. Looking after our babies with our SMA milk. Mixing up the bottles. You know about that, don't you?
No, natural. By far with natural fed.
That's interesting. Very interesting. Okay, cheers for that, David.
Also, in a previous video of your setup, Dave, your pumpkin was thinking.
I tried that. Different approaches. Always a different approach.
Certainly having that, aren't they?
They're going to get eaten, aren't they?
I don't think you realise what work's involved in this. We're talking about Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah, you've always got to have a trust ground. You've got patience and yeah.
Watch it out.
Nearly. Sorry, mate.
Sorry. So what's the history of this one, Dave?
So this is homegrown, 2016. It's called Messy, MESSI. This is the one Mark picked out at 69. 69. Just 70.
Yeah.
It's got another 10 centimetres to grow.
What's the biggest size you've grown? This one here?
The one in the main pond is slightly bigger.
Oh, okay.
This one's holding together okay, though.
Did you move all those on you put up the other week?
Yeah.
Or when?
Yeah. Yeah. Any good?
I told you it was good 2 years ago, Dave. What is this big? Male female, Dave?
It is female. In terms of the amount of chasing it receives.
That's a good job. Okay guys, so here we are now back home after visiting David Baker at his house in Essex. Fantastic setup he's got. He's really worked hard, and you can see the joy in his face when he talks about his fry that he's growing and making them into, hopefully at one day, All Japan winners. But as I say, we went down there, a few of us from Extremeprokoi, had a visit. Nice to catch up with him. We had Mark Gardner and a few of the other guys from the forum. So what can I say? The setup is fantastic. I want to build my pond, so he's given me a few ideas there, Dave. Something to look forward to in the future when I get mine done. I think Roy wants it done as quick as possible, and I will get it done, don't worry. So back to Dave Baker's main pond. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. You can sit around there all day long looking at his fish. One of the members actually commented and said, look at the size of them, don't he show these? So there is possibly a new show person coming up in the future. Moving on to his, he calls it his wildlife pond, where it's all sort of, it's more natural. I don't think he spends too much time on it, but in there he's got fry that are getting sort of growing and getting bigger, so that's the main thing. But then when you move on to his growing on section, undercover, do you want an undercover pond or do you want a pond that's outside? I can only say, and I'm sure Roy would agree with me, that having a pond undercover and you've got plenty of lighting coming in is absolutely better, fantastic. What's up with you, Cassie? It's the dog trying to get in on the picture. But get down. But as having an inside pond, I think it's better for me. It's nice when it's raining to be able to go undercover and look at your fish. It's nice to sit there overnight with your lights on and just watch your fish. So undercover, great. So when you look at Dave Baker's undercover system, he's got his growing on system and he's got his fry. Where he's got his fry coming on. You can see in the pictures there's a lot of work. I mean, a lot of work. And when you ask the question, it's a lot of work. Why? When you watch Dave talk about it, or now you're watching like Mark Gardner talking about it, like a pair of kids in a candy shop talking about their fish and the fry and how they're getting on. But people say when you're looking after koi, really you're looking after the water. Well, when you're doing fry, it turns out you're looking after your Daphnia and other stuff that you got to feed them on. So when you look at Dave's place and some of the pictures, you see all the buckets and the air stones running, where he's not only like looking after his fry, but he's actually growing the food as well and bringing that on. Pond, I think you said it was 3,500 gallons, and I think, to be honest with you, looking at it for me, that's not a bad size, because I think it's about 4 foot deep. So it's a nice size to be able to handle. When you look at like your chemicals and everything else, it can get costly if you've got bigger ponds, because you can have chemicals, just one sort of like dose will cost you like £100. So the size is important if you want to sort of like do your costs. But as I say, with Dave, he's got his growing on system, he's got his fry, doing fantastic. And I think in the video I turn around and say that they're a pair of parents and I think they are like a pair of parents setting up the food for the bottles when they're getting their food ready for the fry. But the smile on the face says it all. And when you look at a couple of the fish that we bowled or put them in the net, that was like homegrown. So he must be doing something right. And I would imagine Mark's going to be a little bit behind him, but I'm sure he'll be up in the headline soon with his growing, and he's doing his fry and all that. So great day out. Nice to be back out looking at ponds, and really great to be able to start with such a nice man, Mr. David Baker. So thank you, David, for the visit. We enjoyed coming down here, and we do love the bacon sandwiches. Perhaps a second cup of tea would have been good if you hadn't turned the sprinklers on the top of the main pond pergola. So we said, oh, it's raining, we'll make a move. But whether he is actually turning the sprinkler on, I don't know. But that was a little bit funny. And also the fact that I think Alpha Grog is now a thing of the future. So watch this space, says Mr. Mark Gardner. Alpha Grog. Is it for you? Anyway, so thanks for talking to me, or thanks for me letting me talk to you. As you can see, Extremeprokoi to the full. That's my little aquarium inside now. It's my computer screens. Anyway, so nice talking to you. Hopefully get some more pond visits in. I want to try and get down to Daniel Blackman and have a look what he's hiding, because he has got a lot down there that I don't think he lets on what he has got. So at some point, Daniel, we're going to come down and see you. And I've got some dealer visits I want to get done as well, to see how these guys' quarantine systems are doing. Apart from that, I'll see you at the National. That's coming up, and hopefully I can sort out some prizes to give away to the members. So if I do sort that out on the 2 days, when you see me, have you got anything for me, Joe? And maybe, just maybe, I might have a prize for you. So watch this space, and I'll see you at the National, and I'll obviously see you when I do my next video. Thank you. And it's a thumbs up.